Hello everyone, here we are going to be throwing some bowls on the pottery wheel. So first you need to measure your clay. So you should weigh it on the scale, making sure that the scale is first zeroed out and then putting your clay on it. For bowls, you want probably around 2.5 to 3 pounds to make a regular kind of cereal or soup sized bowl. Then you will need to wedge your clay. So first start by packing it into a sphere, and then you will use the thumb part of your hand, kind of in your palm area, to push into the clay and away from you. Then you will continue to kind of rotate it, cupping your hands on the sides and pushing with your thumb part of your palm, kind of like a rocking motion. And then you are going to roll it into itself like a cinnamon roll, packing the bottom flat and then rounding out the top. You should have kind of a hill shape. Then you are going to put a bat on your pottery wheel. That's this circle board is called a bat in ceramics. And you're going to slam your clay in the center of that bat. Then you can turn on your wheel. Remember that if you're right-handed, your pottery wheel should be going opposite of a clock. If you're left, you should be going the same way as a clock. When you're centering the clay, if you are right-handed, you should use your left hand, heel of your palm on the side, and your right hand on top. You can do what's called coning, pushing with the bottom of your palm of your hand, where your pinky is, pushing the clay up, and then pressing it back down. That can help to get rid of any remaining air bubbles, and also to remind your clay where the center or where the middle is. So just keep working with it. You can do a W center too with the knuckles of your palm and your thumbs on top, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Keep working with it until you feel like the clay is totally still within your hands. Should not have any wobble to it. Next step is opening the clay. So taking your finger like a drill, drilling straight down, and then using your claw hand at the base of your pot, supporting with your other hand and pulling out towards your belly button. That is just opening it wider so that you have a good start. Then compress your floor with your sponge. Use a needle tool to measure your floor or the base of your pot. You want about 1/2 inch down there at least because you'll be trimming later. Then you'll pull the walls. So if you're right-handed, you want to be about 5 o'clock on a clock. If you were to imagine the wheel was like a clock on the wall. Then you're going to push in with your sponge at the very bottom, 2 fingers on the inside, and go all the way from the bottom to the top every time. You might also compress or kind of gently push down the rim or the top part each time. Then you can shape it. So you can use your rib tool with a curve on the inside and your sponge on the out to kind of make a nice curve on the interior. The next step for you is going to be using either this metal tool to trim off the extra clay at the base, or you can use the wooden stick, hugging the clay and going down to make a ring, then turning the stick away from you to scrape off that clay. Then dry the bottom of your piece so there's not a pool of water at the bottom. Then you may cut your bowl off of the bat with the wire. Might have to do that a couple times and then just leave it on the bat. You can use a caliper. This is this tool to measure if you are wanting to make your bowls and your set the same size. So you can tighten the wing nut at the bottom of the caliper so that it remains the same size. You might try measuring the top of your bowl or the side of your bowl so that you get some consistent sizes in your set. Then you'll leave your pot on the bat and lightly cover it with a bag. About a day later, you will flip your pot over on your bat so that the bottom can dry, and then a day after that, or in 2 days, you should be able to trim it when it's leather hard.